Things not looking up for Heretics right now. After losing their own map pick, some of the other results aren't going their way either, Dean. So they're really going to need to pull out all the stops here on Dust2.
Yeah, and honestly, Nuke was obviously the one that they were looking stronger on coming into this. I accidentally have scrolled my notes over to the side, so I can't go ahead and actually mention those right now, and more so because the action immediately kicking off in towards middle. Slow it down slightly, yeah, they shoot off some shots, they begin to fall back. You see Shock's actually been able to catch that aggression over towards short, and suddenly they do have the man advantage. They're just going to move now off the back of it. We actually also had Lucky, I believe, pushing up on long. So they have just given up the bomb site for now. The bomb is going to be planted. It's going to be that man advantage for Vitality as well. As Heretics, knowing that they've lost short, they're going to be sending pretty much everyone towards long.
This is not going to be a very easy retake, even with the kit. Lucky's already been dealt with. Maka with a nice shot, but Shox gets the trade pretty quickly. Both XMS and Nivera are going to hit the ground. Vitality picking up the pistol with that quick A play. Heretics not ready for it, and the retake doesn't work out for them. So Heretics not off to the best of starts here on Dust2. After a poor end to Nuke as well, it's not the start they probably would have wanted.
Yeah, no, what I was going to say was I accidentally, when I held my push to talk, one of them is F, and I had it on my notes, so I just had loads of Fs on my screen. I couldn't see any of my notes. But big F in the chat. But yeah,
Oof.
Nuke was definitely the better maps of the two choices that were picked by either team, of course, as you would expect with it being Heretics' choice. Dust2 isn't bad for them, but overall Vitality have been having some really good results. And Zywoo, you of course gave us the ooh. I didn't know on it yet. They are up against the full eco, so it's not too big of a deal, but he had a nice shot catching Maka actually trying to cross over. They are just stacking up around mid. I like this, especially with a Zeus there for Nivera. If he could get one coming through, steal away a weapon, then they have a chance to actually do some good damage.
Whenever you're on, like, literally a full eco like this, it's always nice to get a Zeus in there. Even if you don't get the money for it, just getting a kill is something. Taking something away from your opponents is always a positive.
You can be a bit annoying getting killed by one, too.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Ooh, the Zeus has fallen back, though, so Nivera's now not in a position to really make the most of the Zeus, sadly. They're going to move into the B-bomb site, and it looks like Vitality have solved the puzzle here. They found the weakness, they found the B-bomb site, and they should be finding this round. It looks like Heretics just don't want to give them the money either, just aware that their opponents have Mac 10s. They're just going to go ahead and sit in A long.
Understandably, as you said, not wanting to give that money away to the Mac 10s. If they can survive with all four, obviously they themselves aren't really retaining anything. The Zeus isn't worthwhile saving. The issue is they don't expect Masuda to still be kind of lurking around here in the spawn. Now they've spotted him, they just need to stick together. They need to try and overwhelm him and stop that Mac 10 from really being able to find too much. And here we go, Masuda gets one. The AK of RPK going to be helping out a little bit, and they were definitely setting themselves up for the exits, and unfortunately that's costing them just a small bit. Oh, he's going to be caught as well. The other SMG in the hands of Apex comes in. So yeah, clean round from Vitality, pretty much as you would expect. We pointed out only a Zeus was invested into, so Heretics, they're going to get this buy early on at least. But it's not going to be fantastic. One thing that's going to be missing, unless they want to go glass cannon, is that up for Maka, and I think he probably will pull it out because it is so big for them, especially knowing that Zywoo likely won't have one coming into this first gun round as well. It's going to give them that advantage when they are lacking utility to at least try and find a kill, perhaps early on.
Oh, Maka blinded at mid, but he's going to be able to hold the angle either way. Bit of a B-sided presence at the start of this round for Vitality, and they've got some flashes as well as the Mac 10, so we might just see them fly into the B-bomb site and try and see if they can run this one over. XMS on the hole with a quick kill. Nivera actually steals it away, but Masuta can run XMS down, and now Nivera has a lot of pressure on him, and he's not able to live up to it. Zywoo gets the refrag, and Vitality trade their way onto the B-bomb site.
Yeah, quite successfully, leaving the Mac 10 of Shox as well lurking right now on mid. You can see they're definitely cautious of this, and Lucky will go ahead and clear out the corner for them, thankfully. So they've gone ahead and at least brought themselves back into an advantageous position in terms of the manpower. But without a kit in play, and with the time already beginning to tick away a little bit, they're going to need to find an opening very, very quickly if they want to move forward. And you can see taking a bit of time to send Kiyoshima around towards the tunnels. Apex just peeks and finds one. But now it's all on Zywoo win on the bomb site. But as I said, with no kit in play, the time already ticking away, it's getting near impossible at this point. Kiyoshima just about finds the kill and actually does manage to make it over in time.
Ooh, there it is. I wasn't quite as confident as you, Dean.
No, maybe not. Oh, no! I thought he got it. I'm sorry I lied to you all.
You lied to me.
I thought you had it. The music started just after he got on it, but it is very, very slightly off.
That is unfortunate.
I think he thought he had it himself, to be fair. Yeah.
Honestly. Man, that is unfortunate.
I was going to say don't doubt me, but then it didn't get it, so that would have looked stupid.
Wow.
0 for Vitality. That was a bonus round as well from them because of the amount of money, especially that they had from that previous with the SMGs building up. They hadn't really upgraded on everyone. Now they do have the full AKs though, and it's going to be a tough one. Heretics don't really have much apart from a few pistols being upgraded and that one scout then for Navira. Oh, Mac is screwed as well. He just has a USB trapped in the pit. Oh, good damage on Zywoo.
Apex looking for this fight. It's a little bit awkward to fight Pit sometimes, but Maka finally shows himself. Apex spraying at long range, having a pretty easy time of things. Although, as I say that, Heretics actually get away with a couple of kills. Apex is now here alone, and wow, XMS just hits him with the drive-by. Even though Vitality have the B site here, this is some pretty good damage from Heretics already.
Yeah, for their weak investment, especially. If they don't, again, manage to get over quickly and set themselves up for that retake, then there's probably not a lot of hope. And with the 2 AKs in play, that is something that they could be considering actually saving. Even though, of course, they do have plenty of money coming into the next round, you still can't buy the AK on the CT side, and it certainly does help out having that ability for the one-shot towards the heads. But for now, they are moving out towards middle. Maybe wanting to just try and take down these 2 players as well, get some exit frags. Because as I said, they can buy in this next round either way. Obviously, the AK would be nice to carry over, but if they can get a couple players, they're actually going to move in. XMS going through the door. Smoke is immediately going to be caught by RPK, who was focused on it. And yeah, that's the issue. In the 2-on-2, they're easily enough able to just take the positions themselves, especially with Shocks on the back plat with the up. He watches tunnels. RPK is the angle from car, where of course he can cover off both door and window. So it's just so difficult without any utility and such to do anything there for Heretics. But they're on the buy now. They've kept the economy low for Vitality, and if they can bounce back, they can definitely still make this a competitive map. But it's not boding well with how it's gone so far.
Yeah, no, this is absolutely not the start they would have wanted. Zywoo there almost lands the shot on the cross. It's the double AWP setup again for Heretics. They like to pull this out when they save heavily to try and get around on the board. Maka almost landing the shot at mid there, but Masuta gets away safely. Not much damage done at the start of this round, and so Vitality will look for some short control, where there are some CTs ready to stop them. Apex flashed into the angle, but Lucky decides to drop away from it. So short is taken by Vitality, but again, they've got quite a few players stacked in the B tunnels right now. We might see a B-centric start to this game for Vitality here.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's still early on in this round, so we can't definitely count Heretics out of it, but early on, at least Vitality, they've done a good job at getting themselves the short control. They do have most of their players actually focused around the B side of the map, which probably would be the correct decision. Maka, obviously, in mid, could quickly rotate up to help, but for the moment, the XMS is the only one on that bomb site. Double smokes going down to stop the boost from being possible, and with a flash going over, Maka completely blinded. That nade is just going to finish him off. There was nothing that he could do to try and avoid it. Caught blind in the smoke by a nade. The trade on towards B as well is going to confirm this round pretty much for Vitality already, as you do indeed see, at least in the case of Naviri, he's still back on A. He hasn't begun to rotate as of yet. The other 2 going through the spawn, so maybe if they could find a kill quickly on anyone lurking around tunnels, they might have considered it, but no one's really facing aggressively, so I doubt they're really going to try too much here, but this is not looking good. Heretics sitting down 5-0 already, on top of already, of course, having dropped their own map choice of Nuke.
Yeah, and in these early gun rounds, it's been a bit of B aggression from Vitality. That first time with just the MAC-10s, they run over the B-bomb site. This time with the full guns, they trade onto XMS, who's only able to get 1 kill as the B site anchor. And Keo whiffs that spray at the end there. Heretics unable to save all 3 of their guns, which they would have wanted, because the money now is not maybe good enough to get the full buy going, especially if Lucky goes down, which he does right at the end. Navera saves a single AWP, but that's all they're going to get into this round, and that probably forces Heretics to save here. If they'd have saved those 3 guns, they would have been able to buy, but with only the 1 AWP, they're not going to be fully investing around it, sadly.
Understandably, I mean, full loss bonus, they can get a small bit behind it, but not the full investment. Keeping what they can for this next round, ensure that they're going to come back onto the guns themselves and really give themselves one of their last opportunities to try and start salvaging this back up into a good position and giving themselves the room to do so. Maka actually finding the kill over towards Long, this time having the deagle, not just the USB on the weaker buy-in towards the piss, so he does get a kill. A bit of damage as well being connected, I believe, by the scout Lucky there on towards Apex. So yeah, you definitely can't count them out of this round. The up so far hasn't even had to contribute, and they've still managed to bring it into a pretty decent spot with a kill and some good damage.
Oh, XMS has got that flank going all the way at T-spawn. So as the time ticks, XMS will continue to close the distance, but Shox has got a kill onto the A bomb site. That might give Vitality a bit more confidence in just pushing onto the A side of the map here. RPK moving in from short, but Nevera could get this kill. There it is, gun dropped. Gun recovered probably by Keo. An AK into his hands. XMS also has a rifle recovered, and the flank is about to come in. XMS gets 2 kills from behind, and now Masuta's got a 1v3 on his hands. Molotov on the bomb site means he can't even plant that quickly. He's gonna move into short, maybe just looking for some kills before the bomb plant. But Nevera, oh, great shot from Masuta onto the first man. Fakes the bomb plant as he looks for further fights, but he's not been giving them. Heretics playing this super safe right now, and finally Masuta will decide to commit to the bomb plant. So he gets it down, but he's trapped on the site, and Keo is ready on the angle. Well played by Heretics. They pick up their first round win.
Yeah, a nice try though by Masuda. You do have to give him that, being able to actually bring it down into the 1-on-2 right there, getting the bomb plant alongside that 1 kill, doing some further damage to the economy, at least keeping Heretics in the spot where they really don't get to build up much money off the back of that round. But as you said, finally putting one on the board. Now they'll be reinvesting with most of the money that they do have in the reserve. Unfortunately, there'll be a bit left over on a few players, but it really does, again, have to be Heretics here managing to find this round, start actually building up some momentum for themselves, because they haven't had it since the beginning of Nuke. We did see Vitality on the second half of Nuke just kind of dominating. So it has been a while since we've seen Heretics finding a massive amount of success. And this is where they really need to make it happen. Navira and Makado on the double up setup, as we said, is a very formidable double up. So that could be something for Zywoo to be a little bit worried about potentially. But for the moment, it's not him that finds the contact. At least not against Maka. We'll see Navira on mid taking the challenge and going down to Zywoo and giving back now a 4-on-4 for the T side as they take a straight to B. And again, XMS is all alone. We've seen this a few times already. Oh, nearly lined them up.
Yeah, good effort from XMS again on the B site anchor. He's really trying his best, but he's not able to get more than the 1 kill. Thankfully, his teammates elsewhere have brought them the man advantage, so it's doable for them, especially with RPK having taken damage. Heretics can attempt this retake. Shox throws the Molotov for window. He's also got a second smoke for door. That's going to be very annoying for Heretics to deal with. Now there's only 2 angles they can really come in from, but they've got 2 players coming from tunnels, which could help Heretics out here. Halftime bomb on the gun. They've got to go quick here. And Shox moves close. Spray is good onto both. And he turns around almost for the final frag. RPK steals it away. But Vitality, importantly, take it over the line. Good round win for them.
Oh no, Heretics could not afford to have that happen. Get the 1 round, immediately then Vitality bounce back into their winning ways. They, of course, do force Heretics to just go for the investment here, which isn't bad by any means. They're going to be lacking maybe on kits. Maka's able to pull one out, and Navira going to go for utility. So really the main weakness is, of course, that FAMAS being in play for XMS and the fact that the nades could be a little bit better, but they have the opportunity. This is kind of do or die for Heretics if they want to get themselves back in a spot where they can come back and actually have a good CT side. Otherwise, they'll just be trying to salvage it. For now, though, a little bit slower in comparison to what we've seen in the past couple of rounds from Vitality. Mostly, I believe, focused around top mid. They were initially looking for that long control, but got slowed down, noticing that there was a couple players around that area. Nice aggression, though, from Maka. Oh, yeah, Zywoo was looking at it.
Yeah, that's a fight that you see come through pretty often, where the T-Orpa is just sitting back and just waiting for some short aggression. Unfortunately, Maka, trying to make the play, ends up losing out. Man advantage for Vitality taken pretty cleanly here. Keo is stacked on long with his teammate. Lucky waiting in the wings, and Keo gets another kill. Good lineup here for Heretics, but Lucky's trapped in this corner, and Shox will hunt him down. So Vitality win out in the trades, and RPK gets another kill. Nevera just can't do anything about it. Apex wins the final fight. And right now, it just seems like Vitality are having the edge across the board in these rounds.
Yeah, no, everything is looking pretty much as bad as it could be right now for Heretics. I'm going to go have a look at the other games and see how they're going now, because as we had mentioned, there was ways for Heretics to still make it through, even if they were to lose this game. But it does rely on Nip being able to actually take down Fnatic, and right now that is not going well for them. They're down by a map. They are 3-3 at the moment on that second map, to be fair, so you can't count them out. But considering Heretics themselves are down 7-1, it is just kind of everything working against them. Shox, he should find this kill on XMS, but it could be a little bit dangerous. I was going to say potentially a weapon to be stolen away, but nah, the Deagle shot not being connected, and already with full long control for the T side, they should be able to just commit up to A quite easily here.
Yeah, Lucky Scout isn't even watching the cross. I'll get onto the A site safely. The bomb is taking some time, and that maybe draws the attention of the CTs, but it's not going to make a difference because the bomb has now got onto the site safely. Another Molotov is short just to guarantee the free bomb plant. And Heretics are just looking maybe for some kills, maybe to save, depending on what happens at the end here. Shox is away from the rest of his team, so they might be able to isolate this one man and try and get an AK. But Shox has realized he's a bit far away from the rest of the pack, so he's going to go and join them. Lucky's landed a shot in the meantime, so again, at least the one kill, and Vitality's money isn't great. So if Heretics could get 1 or 2 more frags, it would be valuable for them, but that smoke should keep them safe, crossing back to long, and it looks like we won't get any action at the end of the round. 8-1 now for Vitality.
Yeah, as you had mentioned, the economy isn't fantastic for Vitality, so that is the one kind of positive that you're hanging on to at this point for Heretics. If they do manage to get it going and pick up a couple rounds in a row at that point, they could be able to find the round a little bit easier and really start closing in that gap up against an Eco. Coming back onto the buy as well here, they are actually going to be pulling out the double up setup once again. We obviously haven't seen either of them really been able to do a lot as of yet, and I believe this is the 3rd round that they've had them available in. Maka especially is a man that you need to be stepping up in this situation, and so far just hasn't been able to do so. I mean, Zaiwu on his op is playing okay, but so far it's mostly Shox who's been leading the charge alongside Masuda. Not the case for this long rush though. RPK is the man to go first, looking to see what he can do. There's a player in pit and up close on the corner. As Lucky hears those steps, spams away, and does put the opening kill in favor of Heretics.
Keo sitting in the pit, has to put down a smoke. He's got Maka helping him with the AWP from Car, but the smoke is now going to cut off his vision. So Keo just has to fight without the assistance of his teammate, and that means Zaiwu's able to get the trade. Nice smoke from Vitality to isolate that one man, and Maka taking a bit of damage from the flames before it's finally smoked out by his teammate. Still plenty of time here for Vitality to work with as well. Even though they're a man down, they've got Zaiwu with the AWP. They've also got a low health Apex now because he just got legged by Maka as he tried to clear pit fully. And they're going to switch out the guns because of it. Apex on low health, taking the AWP, while Shox continues this lurk over on B.
Ooh. Apex on the op, as you said, low health. He does have a player pinned in the corner right now, and alongside the Molotov, Maka is in trouble. Yeah, burning down. Nothing that he could do to survive. He was like, do I burn? Do I step out and die to the op? It didn't really matter at that point. That's a bit unfortunate. So Vitality, despite having a couple players tagged up, they do have a pretty decent spot here where they can definitely still have a chance to recover it.
Yeah, his teammate was trying to smoke Car there, but it came just too late. I think that's what Maka was calling for. That's what he was waiting for. But now the B play comes in. XMS on the spray down, struggling to hold the B bomb site. Again, Vitality end on B, but Nevera lands a shot on the cross. That can make all the difference now. In a 2v2 retake, it's much more doable, especially with Nevera landing a second shot and leaving it up to Shox, who's trying to make a play here. Flanking round through mid. This is such a risk. There is a kit in the hands of Lucky, so he's going to get on the bomb and he's sticking this. Shox is not in position. The defuse comes in and Shox can't do anything about it. He tried to outposition his opponents, but unfortunately, Nevera's ready for it at the end there. Nice 3k from Nevera. He saves the round for Heretics.
Yeah, it was a bit of a gamble from Shox. Obviously, if the CTs took a couple of extra seconds to set up even a smoke or get ready to throw in flashes over the doors, then at that point it would have given them the opportunity to catch them behind or even set himself up in time before. Lucky could just hop on that bomb and stick it. But unfortunately, it didn't work out for him like that. It does see Heretics, as you said, getting their second round now off the back of it. But again, they can't afford to let this one drop. There's still money for Vitality. They bosh straight back in. And ZywOo just going out long, doesn't care. Already finding one. Did get blinded, but is able to escape away to safety without even being shot at that point. You see Maka still re-aggressing alongside Lucky, but at this point, you do see the T's all beginning to group up. That's the bomb being dropped. Maka finding the second, looking for more, but the quick scope is not quite on point. It is Lucky now who's left to recover, and with one being found for him, I was going to say that could be it, but I didn't realize Apex has already managed to creep up short, so that should give now Vitality the bomb site.
They got a couple of nades to cross. Ooh, the bomb taking its time, and Shox lands the shot, but he gets the Glock out, eventually finishing the job. And Apex on the site spots out Nevera, so they close it out in the 2v2 just with the fights, not even needing the bomb plant at the end there. And that's been a bit of a story of this half. Just in general, Vitality have been able to win the majority of the fights. Heretics have been okay in some positions, but whenever it comes down to crunch time, it feels like Vitality get the key kills they need. And at least Vitality's money has been somewhat kept in check so that Heretics can maybe try and come back. But it's Heretics who have the low buy here, just down on Deegs in this round.
Yeah, Maka going wild with his one, facing straight into tunnels. He will have Lucky trying to do the same, but he's been shut down by the op already. Maka does at least find one as they come out, but that is not going to be enough, obviously. They've lost the B bomb site. They've only got pistols. It is likely 10 going on the board for Vitality, as most of us would have presumed to begin this round either way, considering what Heretics come in with. At this point, they're just looking to try and recover back up to 5 rounds, which obviously on the CT side is not enough. Dust2 isn't like a super one-sided map. A7 to either side, 9 to 6 even could be pretty decent. 10 to 5 though is when it starts getting really awkward, because if you lose the pistol and you're the team that's on 5 rounds, at that point you have a tremendous task to try and overcome and actually making that comeback happen. No more casualties there in the end. It was just RPK who went down, so 4 surviving, 4 Vitality, beginning to stabilize their economy a little bit, at least going into these last few rounds, so I don't think they'll be too worried.
Yeah, I think it's definitely Heretics who are going to be worried if either of these teams are right now.
Oh, for sure. They're not in the double up setup anymore either, just giving it the Maka now.
Again, there's only one man on B, and again, there are 3 players in tunnels. Oh, I'm worried. ZywOo was looking to see what he could get going there, but Nevera's smoked it off in time. Yeah, Heretics in general with these setups have been very, very willing to leave just one player on B, and it feels like Vitality figured that out pretty early on, probably putting in a bit of time, a bit of research ahead of this game, and they've been able to exploit that in some of these rounds. They've also had success on the A site, though, and you might see that come through in this one, as Vitality slowly look for the mid control. They should be able to gather it here. Lucky blinded. He's having a challenge, though. The nade's going to land. ZywOo down to 62 health, so not a bad nade from Lucky, and he's going to back off to the B site. So this time, Heretics stack 3 on B, leaving A susceptible to the push.
Yeah, maybe trying to fix that problem just a little bit too much. Perhaps. There is still the op, obviously, on A. Maka in a position, though, where he's on the ramp, so he probably will be forced to just continue taking these fights. He's not playing from the corner, which would allow him to fall back off and try and set up for the retake after getting a frag. Instead, we need to see a lock coming through from this AWP, and there we go. Waits until they get close to show himself. Unfortunately, that means he will then be overwhelmed after only finding the one frag, leaving Keo now down on long as the bomb gets planted. Unable to really do anything, especially as ZywOo peeks in and catches him with the op. It's a 3-on-4 retake now for Heretics, as again, it looks like they are not going to be able to do a lot in this gun round unless they have someone step up miraculously. And there it is, XMS and Lucky giving us some hope back for them as they move in. But it's the flank from Shox this time. Works out for at least 1 kill. And then ZywOo there to trade it out afterwards, knowing that they had him just kind of pinned in that corner. They both peeked it together. 11-2. Vitality continue to extend that lead. Again, there's not enough money for a full buy from Heretics. So did they take the kind of half buy here? Try and fight back up to 3 rounds on the CT side? Even then, that is a horrible spot to be in.
This is... I'm not going to say over, but it's not looking good for
It's
Heretics.
getting there.
Yeah, it's struggle time for them. ZywOo's just peeking mid with the AWP. Oh, there's a push in tunnels right now. Okay, well, that's very aggressive from XMS. Unfortunately, Apex is ready for it. Maka in this position might get ahead to shoot at, but Masuta should be alive, and he just gets back to safety. Meanwhile, on the B bomb site, Nevera's gone down. ZywOo gets a shot through at mid, and it looks like there is nothing doing in this round for Heretics. Shock's at 17 for 4 right now.
Yeah, no, he is on one. That's what I was saying earlier. He was up there on like 11 rounds, 11 kills already on like round 8 or something. So he's still been going. He hasn't slowed down. 18 to 4 after adding one more just a moment ago. Maka now up on mid. Could be another kill to his tally, but he may not expect it. The Deagle having the chance for the quick headshot, but no. Shox, he's just too good right now. 19 to 4. Followed up by ZywOo and Apex, who are also fragging extremely well. Really, there's no one on Vitality slacking as you would expect in a 12-2 scoreline game. And unfortunately, this just isn't the Heretics I've become accustomed to over the past couple of weeks of watching them. Do you keep getting like order pop-ups on your stream? Because the chat is going mad, and I'm wondering what it's about.
I was just not going to bring it up, but I've been honest. I don't know how to turn that off. I'm going to have to figure it out because it's spam emails just popping up on my screen left, right, and center. It's not good.
Yeah, you definitely need to turn off your notifications.
I'll figure it out at halftime. I don't know. I've been getting emails today, and it hasn't popped up a single time. And now, when the spam emails come in, it just pops up on my screen. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
I promise you it's a spam email, chat. I promise you.
We believe you, we believe you. Heretics, though, they want to try and get one final round to work with before they swap over to the D side, and that is actually a pretty decent start. Shox was dropping down, so they were clearly setting themselves up for what was a bit of a fake towards the A-bomb site, instead going in towards mid, hoping to have that player from the CT spawn to help. They did not as Shox went down, but it doesn't seem like they needed him. They've still got the bomb site, they've got a man advantage. One positive for Heretics being the amount of damage that has been done to most of these players. Apex is the only healthy looking one for that T side.
Smoke being lined up. Oh, this nade could be on point. RPK is not dead from it. 6 health remaining. Nades continue to perplex me in this game, but there's a smoke lined up for the tunnels as well. And Heretics will give this one a go. Maka looking for a fight, but Vitality used some of their counter nades to slow it down even further. The time is ticking, and RPK can just sit in that position behind the smoke. Keo trying to move in. It's not going to happen for him. ZywOo gets both those kills at the end, and a 13-2 half for Vitality. Heretics have got a lot of work to do. We'll see if they can get it done coming up after the break.
For them to go nuts, you know what? I'm so what? I'm so That means I can't describe the way I vibe, the way I slide in with the rhymes that make the dimes. I'll close their eyes and fantasize. Young Divine calling their phone number. No, you know I love it. And you know me, I can't sleep without blazing beats. On stages for their ones gracefully, and I got a smile that they hate to see. Young black successful, though life gets stressful. Though life gets stressful, go and vibe out with whoever you next to.
Until the morning, sleep until the noon. You said that you want it, so I got it for you. Let's all get together and show them how we move. We move, we move. 3, 2, bringing summer to you.
Oh, ready, let's go. 'Cause you know how we roll. Let's take it down the world and back again. Ready, let's go.
Hello, ladies and gents, and welcome back to the second half of Dust 2. Could be a quick one because Vitality have a 13-2 lead, so this pistol is an absolute must-win for Heretics, and they've already lost the first man. Not the good start they were looking for. ZywOo's still going. He's got a second kill. Oh, RPK up close. Wow, Maka just absolutely shuts them down with the 3K, and Lucky also chiming in. They've got to get the bomb back, though, and Masuta's trying to lock this down. Low health on Maka. Oh, Masuta eventually gets the kill, but he's out of ammo. Goes back for the fight. Lucky continues to duel. They almost cost themselves there, but they get the round.
Why were they all fighting one-on-one?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like they were like, no, you go now, I'll go next. Like, they were all just peeking the door one by one.
Very polite.
This has been a strange one from Heretics, honestly, man. I expected a lot more from them just from what we've seen over the past few weeks. The teams they've been defeating, even when they have lost Dust2, it tends to have been close games. But now, Vitality right now, they're looking fantastic overall. But also, speaking of like one-up in there, Maka, he saw what ZywOo done and was like, nah, man, I've got 3 instant headshots to one-up your 2. And yeah, with that, did fight them back into it. As you said, without that, especially with the bomb having been dropped in mid already, that would have been so difficult.
Yeah, Maka says, anything you can do, I can do better. Gets 3 headshots, brings them back into the round. And that's a good start. Maka has been a bit quieter on this map, but to be fair, everyone on Heretics has been. So stepping up already on the start of the T side is a good sign if they want to have any chance here. Remember, there is that slight chance that if some other results go their way, Heretics could go through even if they lose, but they won't want to be relying on that. They'll want to try and get the win here. And a 4v4 at the start of this round. Early trade, but the push all the way out through B. Look at the minimap. RPK is in T spawn right now.
Yeah, and I mean, it likely won't be expected. The issue is, but Heretics already moving onto the bomb site. I don't know if it's going to be given time to really make the impact that it could have otherwise. Although, as I say, that being slowed down slightly by these short players. Masuda definitely wanting to trade that AK, but yeah, they're watching it. XMS is being left behind to cover their flank. And with that, we're having an AK, a scout, and an MP9. Vitality, understandably so, do decide that they want to go for the save. It'll give them a decent opportunity in this next round, not having the kit here, especially their opportunities for the actual retake. The chances of it going successfully for them were quite slim. So you can't blame them at all. They will give the 4th round over to Heretics, but there's still a long road ahead of the Heretics boys if they want to make this comeback a reality.
I don't think this is Bison range, Keo. Oof. Apparently it's scout range, though, for Apex. Wallbang headshot. Nice kill to find. And they should be fine saving the rest of their guns. So Vitality are going to keep some pressure on with these guns being carried over. Shock saves both an AK and a Deeg, so he can drop the Deeg over to ZywOo. They've got full weapons on the Vitality side, even if there's only the 1 AK in the mix. It's still something you've got to be careful of, especially as Shox, as we were saying, been having a good game. 19 for 6 so far, top frag in the server. So, got to watch out for this sort of round, Heretics. You can't let this one slip, that's for sure.
No, and yeah, as you said, with Shox especially having that AK, Masuda, and then Apex on a scout as well. I mean, they've got a few weapons here to definitely try and make this a plausible round, to at least have a couple of weapons potentially taken out of the hands of Heretics. That's going to be kind of the main goal. If Vitality could win it, fantastic. For them, at least, not Heretics, they would be crying at that point. Or at least that would be my reaction. Because this would be horrible for them to lose. Shox is pushing up on short right now as well. He could have a chance to catch them off guard. Do they have a flash? They do indeed, I believe. Yes, ZywOo was going to throw it in. 2 of them are blind, but Maka, he'd been watching mid initially, so was ready to swing in, not blinded up to help out, gets the second. And when XMS finally recovers with his vision, he's able to go ahead and frag with the Mach 10 as well. So this one is done. Apex maybe can catch 1 more kill, which would be nice. Oh, and actually, XMS on the site with the bomb. Oh, I hear the scope. A bit unfortunate. Does hit the no-scope as well. But it's not going to be enough for the kill. So Heretics, they keep 4 alive. They only lose the 1 SMG as well, so it's really not too big of a deal. But Vitality, they're coming back onto the proper buy, or rather onto their first proper buy here on the CT side. And it does even afford them to double up setup.
It looks like Heretics have maybe got a bit of a sugar boosting. Maybe they've been having their gummy worms at the halftime break, because they're looking better coming into this second half.
You must have ordered them some.
Maybe they did. Maybe they did, Dean. Maybe they arrived. Well, double up setup for the CTs. Masuta and ZywOo with them. We've also got Vitality just taking a long control at the start of this round. So that's a good start for them. holding across the map. Heretics, though, are just sticking together as a 4-man death squad trying to push through mid right now.
Yeah, that does look to be the goal. Could still move up towards short, obviously, if they wanted to. We put the smoke down to move up on Xbox, but nah, going out mid, the molly, maybe it was meant to be a little bit deeper. It did actually slightly tick away at the feet of a couple of those players, and maybe even gave the info over to sound cues, of course. Shox decides he wants to pop through the smoke. Apex on the bomb site going to be able to find one, but it is not quite enough unless Zywoo can pull one back here quickly on mid, and he may have the chance to. A little bit of a gap on that smoke. RPK quickly rotating in. The nade on Lucky. It actually gets Kiyoshima. Lucky's still up close though on the scaffolding. Realizing now he's lost his teammate, needs to back away so they can join up for the 2-on-2. And Zywoo even trades out to a rifle. Oh, did he not want it? Nah. Retrieving the op and I guess beginning to back away now. With such a massive lead, I do prefer that they're taking this approach to safe one, but they definitely could have had a chance to win this. I guess it's just lacking the kit that made them go, nah.
Yeah, I think that's got to be the main factor because, yeah, they had some nades. Like we were saying, they definitely could have used the molly or the smoke to try and maybe get in there. Even if you don't have the nades, you've got an okay chance in the 2v2. So it's got to be, I think, a fairly big part because of the lack of kit and because of the lead, like you were saying. They can be a bit more conservative with these sorts of rounds. They don't need to take massive risks just yet. 13-6, though. Heretics at least getting some rounds on the board. They've saved themselves from a very embarrassing scoreline, and if they can keep going here, they can definitely make Vitality sweat if they win a few more rounds, which is kind of like, in my eyes, that the main aim at this point is just to get your opponents sweating, you know? Get your opponents under pressure. That's when you can maybe make something happen, you know?
I mean, they'd probably have everyone sweating with how much codependency there is between all the games that are going on right now. Oh, Masuda finds 3 on the Deagle. He is not sweating at all. Well, maybe with the amount of hard work he just put in, but it wasn't that difficult. Just spammed away on the Deagle. It was all body shots as well. I think that was crazy. The B rush up against a weaker buy from Heretics through a smoke. That is just wild to even attempt, if I'm being honest. They lost the bomb as well. This one's pretty much done.
Yeah, you sometimes see people make the argument that the Deeg should be nerfed at close range in those sorts of positions, and that's like one of the few examples where I look at it and I say, okay, that's pretty insane that he can just land the chest shots there and just 2 to the chest over and over again. But I think it was pretty well played by him, so I no hard feelings, absolutely. He did a great job at just locking it down. Heretics, though, rushing right on into him. He's going to take those shots all day, every day if he can. And Maka's going for the flank while Keo gets a kill at B. Oh, it's going to be so difficult, though, to get back into this round. We still need to see some further frags here to really give Heretics any sort of hope.
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to be allowed unless, as you said, Vitality makes some mistakes here and give them the opportunity to fight back into the round, and there's really nothing that they can do. It's just saving over the op, especially for Maka, which will give them the full buy-in this next round with the other players having a decent amount of money themselves. But it's an awkward spot. There's 1 kill from Maka, but with 15 seconds, it doesn't even really give them any chance of a kind of a prompt to go forward. They really can't afford to do so. And yeah, I mean, 2 weapons being saved over, but Vitality off the back of a massive Deagle play from Masuda just won the round. That was all that was needed. They don't even pick up any more kills after. Okay, no, I jinxed it a little bit. RPK gets one with Keo. Keo going down. Was that after time as well?
I was trying to figure that out. I didn't see his money before.
I think he already had 3150, so I believe it was, because I'm pretty sure I had already pointed out in my mind that he would have had enough to drop a weapon. It doesn't affect them, thankfully. They do still have the full buy here. But they're putting everything into this round, so if they are to lose this round, at that point, going into the potentially final one of the map and series, they would be working with very little. So this is do or die for Heretics.
Do or die, indeed. And they're going to go with some quick mid-aggression, which we've seen pretty often. Always a bit of a risk if there's an AWP up against you, but Zywoo's currently playing long on the CT side. And he might be able to take a fight here. Keo's waiting around the corner, though, in a slight off angle, so he's not visible. And elsewhere, Apex has got a kill. I think he peeked down mid to get that one. Either way, it's the man advantage. That's the main thing that matters here for Vitality. 5v4, clean start to the round. Looking good for Team Vitality right now.
Yeah, I mean, Heretics, everything, as I said, working against them. I do want to check up on those other games and see if Nip are having any success to keep them in with a chance. But
Ooh, Nip are winning the second map, 12-7 right now.
Yeah, okay, so they might not necessarily be out. As I said, if Nip and Astralis get their victories, then Heretics would still make it through, but they don't want to be leaving it up to that. They want to try and fight back in right now. And finding up an opening towards that A bomb site by taking down Shocks is a big opportunity. Yeah, Keo, he's even able to find that lurker coming in behind on short. Masuda goes down. Now it's a 3-on-4 retake, but look at the amount of damage from those mollies. Navera's already low. They catch 2 players crossing back on short. Lucky does what he can on the up. That's 2 kills. Apex, you didn't kill him. No.
He was so sure he'd killed him. He was so sure. He didn't even bother looking at Lucky. He was like, yeah, that guy's dead. I'm looking at this next guy. I'm not even going to entertain the possibility he's still alive. Oh, dear. Happens to the best of us, I think is what you say when you see something like that happen. It is comforting to know that pros make those mistakes too sometimes. Insta timeout called as well, of course.
I don't mind the pause at all from Vitality. I mean, they're up 14-7. That's their first pause of a match. They have 4 of them. Ideally, if they call one before their next 4 gun rounds, I would be happy with that. If it takes that long, that is. There we go. The buy still, of course, being available for Vitality, as you pointed out, but they spend all their money here. So this is a chance. If Heretics get this round, then likely going to be reaching 9 before they actually go up against another full investment from Vitality, and then suddenly it's what, maybe 4 gun rounds, depending on if weapons and such are saved between them and actually being able to tie things back up. So it is achievable. With the long control already coming in, it's actually going to be Navera who goes out and being the one to try and open it up. Did get flashed forward. RPK being blinded, playing around the smoke, being caught. Zywoo pulls one back and is actually looking to continue playing aggressive around this area as well. He doesn't want to give this up. He's going to find Maka soon, and he does indeed find them with the shot. The kill going in his favor. A second for Zywoo as he is relentless with this aggression. Still going forward. It's not going to be expected. Looking for more, but eventually goes down. But obviously being a thorn in the side of Heretics as they're left in a 2-on-3.
What's Keo hearing here? There's a player at T-spawn, but I don't know if he hears these steps. He's waiting for this man at mid, and oh wow, the timing is unbelievable. Masuta comes around the corner and gets the kill just as Keo looks away from that angle. And now Lucky has to be the hero, keeping Heretics in this round. He's got a smoke for the cross, but he doesn't want to give away his position just yet. He's looking to see if there's a fight available to him first. He's having to look up at short, down at CT. There's so many angles, but he finally spots Apex. Now he's going to try and move onto the bomb site. Apex, alongside his teammates, looking to just hold this one down as Lucky, again, desperately looks for a way in. He's just not connecting. Not a single shot landing. And finally, Shocks deals with him from the flank. 15-7 Vitality, and this one's looking all but over.
I'm trying to find, though, how Heretics losing this game affects the other teams, though. That's what I'm wondering now. It's also confusing. We have the 8 possible outcomes right here. I might just throw them into the chat as a shortcut. Not a shortcut.
Yeah. So we know that if Vitality win, they definitely go through. We know that.
Yeah, 100%. They do move through with this victory. If they had a loss, they had no way to move through, which we said, of course, wasn't the case for Heretics, because if they have Nip and Astralis winning the games that they're of course playing right now, then they still would be able to make it through. And if that was the case, it would be both of these teams that make it through.
Yeah, that's right. If Nip and Astralis both win, then both Vitality and Heretics would make it through, which I'm sure is what the French fans would want. I guess we have to talk about this game, because it's technically not over, but with Navera spinning around like that.
Oh god, this is making me dizzy.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, no, they need 8 in a row, and the man who has the 1 rifle right now, his sensitivity is seemingly out of control. Nah, they're just waiting. I think they were hoping maybe some aggression would come in, but for the moment, just all grouped up in tunnels, not really having a lot of info about what's going on elsewhere. They do have a player watching around mid for the moment, at least, but full focus on B. They're going to be going in through the smoke. There is a flash, at least. The Taps, though, doing so much damage, eventually getting that kill on Lucky, and Apex here to help, going to go ahead and drop that bomb carrier, but there we go. 2 quick recoveries being found, but Zywoo is still here, playing from the door, fragging from the door as well, as it's all on Maka in a 1-on-3. Certainly being the standout player for Heretics, but this is probably a bit too much to ask of him. But he still gives us the first kill.
Oh, he's not got the bomb yet. He's trying to look for it, but it's a bit awkward here. Flashbang deployed, but Vitality are just doubling up. They're sticking together, making sure that there are no 1v1 fights available for Maka, and he's scared there's a player behind him already. Maka just has no information here. He finally tries to plant the bomb, but Shox is coming in, and he closes it out. 16-7 here on Dust2, a 2-0 for